31 national teams assemble in Nanning, China. The elite men and women join forces with national pride at stake. Only the 12 best teams can battle for the cup.
Brilliant. What a shot.
The symbol of mixed team supremacy, this is the Total BWF Sudirman Cup 2019 review show. We begin at the group stages held at the Guangxi Sports Center Gymnasium. Heading into the Total BWF Sudirman Cup 2019 as top seeds, Japan were taken the distance by unfancied Russia in their Group 1A opener. With world number 1 Kento Momota rested, Kenta Nishimoto went down in straight games to Vladimir Malkov in men's singles.
Who would have predicted that? It's a fantastic win for the Russian. It's 1-1 in the tie.
Japan trailed 2-1 following Hiroyuki Endo and Yuta Watanabe's defeat to Vladimir Ivanov and Ivan Sozonov in men's doubles.
Well, almost appropriate they won it in that kind of a rally.
The rescue job was carried out by their women through Nozomi Okuhara in women's singles, followed by Yuki Fukushima and Sayaka Hirota in women's doubles, delivering the 3-2 win. The Russians stretched the Thai team too, as their men made a splash again to earn points in the singles and doubles. The overall depth of the Southeast Asians was superior, and Thailand prevailed 3-2 in the end. The Thais, however, were no match for Japan, as the top seeds found their groove to clinch top spot with a commanding 4-1 victory. On to Group 1B, where fans were treated to an all-European epic between England and Denmark. Having lost their opener 4-1 to third seeds Indonesia, the English team had their backs against the wall when they trailed 2-1 to the Danes. In a marathon men's doubles match which ran almost 100 minutes, England's Marcus Ellis and Chris Langridge outlasted Kim Astrup and Anders Skarp Rasmussen to force the decider. The 7-hour seesaw battle reached its climax as Chloe Birch and Lauren Smith downed Maiken Fruergaard and Sarah Tigerson 21-12, 19-21, 21-11 in women's doubles for a memorable 3-2 England victory. But the English campaign still came to an end after the Danes edged Indonesia 3-2 on the final day of group action. Indonesia, the inaugural champions back in 1989, advanced as group winners thanks to a better match difference record. Defending champions Korea and Chinese Taipei faced off in the glamour tie of Group 1C, with both teams having easily dismissed Hong Kong coming into the clash. The spotlight was undoubtedly on the women's singles match between rising star An Se-young and world number 1 Tai Tzu-ying. The 17-year-old lost the first game, but rallied to stun the Chinese Taipei star.
She's on fire. And she did it. The Korean, the 17-year-old, takes down Tai Tzu-ying, world number 1.
The comeback victory by the teenager earned Korea a crucial point. In-form mixed doubles duos Seo Seung-jae and Chae Yu-jung dragged the title holders over the finish line with their victory in the 5th match to top the group and advance to the quarter-finals. Host nation China came into the tournament as favourites alongside Japan, and they did not disappoint the home fans as they demolished a young Malaysian brigade 5-0 in the opening Group 1D tie. Facing elimination, Malaysia rose to the occasion in their clash against India. At 2-1 down, scratch pair Aaron Chia and Toh Yi led the comeback with a gutsy 22-20, 21-19 win over Manu Atri and Sumit Reddy to level the overall score 2-all. Chow Mei Kwan and Lee Meng Yen became Malaysian heroines when they clinched their team's winning point in women's doubles.
Oh, they get there in the end, and they're absolutely delighted. The Malaysian camp, pandemonium breaks out in there.
China then knocked India out of the competition with another 5-0 demolition to top the group, with Malaysia joining them in the last 8. Next up for China was a quarter-final encounter versus Denmark. Spearheading the Chinese lineup were world #1 mixed doubles duo Zheng Siwei and Huang Yaoqiong, who surprisingly dropped the first game against Matthias Christiansen and Sara Tigerson. But the Chinese pair immediately regrouped, and there would be no stopping them thereafter. Zheng and Huang played with clinical precision and coasted to a 19-21, 21-11, 21-13 victory to secure a 1-0 advantage for China. World #3 Victor Axelsen restored parity for Denmark after a straight games win over Olympic champion Chen Long.
It's gone wide.
But that's where the Danish challenge against the 10-time Sudirman Cup winners fizzled out. Lee Chun-hui and Liu Yu-chen overwhelmed Denmark's #1 men's doubles tandem Kim Astrup and Anders Skarp Rasmussen, while Chen Yufei beat Mia Blichfeldt 21-16, 21-17 to give China the 3-1 victory and a ticket to the semi-finals.
Chen Yufei secures the women's singles.
Korea and Thailand battled for the chance to play China in the last 4. The Thai team was seeking redemption from their 3-1 semi-final loss to Korea 2 years ago, and they signalled their intentions from the get-go. Mixed doubles pair Dechapol Puavaranukroh and Sapsiri Teratanachai opened the scoring for Thailand after a scintillating battle with Seo Sung-jae and Che Yu-jung. The two duos fought neck and neck, but the Thais had just enough in their reserves to surge ahead at the crucial stages of both games, 21-18, 21-18. With Kantapon Wangcharan's straight games win over Hyo Kwang-hee in men's singles, young guns Kim Won-ho and Kang Min-hyuk had to hold the fort in the men's doubles to keep the Korean campaign alive. Thailand's Tin Isrianet and Kittinupong Kedren took the opener despite trailing their opponents early on. Kim and Kang, however, fought back valiantly. They won the match 19-21, 21-17, 21-14 to extend Korea's stay in the competition and set the stage for the highly anticipated match between An Se-young and Ratchanok Intanon. Having seen the fearless teenager topple world #1 Tai Tzu-ying, Intanon needed to use all her tricks to keep her opponent at bay to take the first game 21-15. An was leading the second game 16-15, but Intanon upped her ante once more.
Scintillating badminton from both athletes. That was standout.
And the Thai shuttler ended An's fairy tale run with a 21-15, 21-17 victory.
Look at the reaction from Ratchanok Intanon. The racket goes flying from her hand. She is utterly relieved. They're into the semi-finals.
Malaysia were looking to join their Southeast Asian counterparts as they took on a formidable Japan. Ong Yu-sin and Teo Yi were given the honours to tackle the opening men's doubles match. Having beaten Takeshi Kamura and Keigo Sonoda in 2 previous encounters, the Malaysians were once more on top as they clinched the opener against the world #2 pairing.
Brilliant! Oh, that's good play.
Brilliant! How did he control that? He did well to get it back, but he played the perfect shot.
The Japanese improved in the second and led 18-13, but the Malaysian duo kept clawing their way back into the game.
Brilliant, brilliant. What a shot from Teo Yi.
But Kamura and Sonoda would eventually convert their 6th game point to force a decider. Game 3 was just as frenetic. There was a horror moment late on as Teo needed medical attention for an injury to his chin after a collision with Ong. Teo recovered gallantly, but Kamura and Sonoda had enough in their tanks to nail a 13-21, 26-24, 23-21 win in 95 minutes. In women's singles, Sonia Chia got off to an encouraging start against Nozomi Okuhara. But the world number 2 was simply too good for Chia as she calmly chalked up a 21-16, 21-13 win to put her side 2 up. The ace in the pack for Japan, Kento Momota, then ended Malaysia's journey in Nanning with a straight games victory against Lee Tse-Tia. A 3-0 sweep saw Japan advance to their 3rd consecutive semi-final. Indonesia and Chinese Taipei crossed swords in another intriguing quarter-final matchup. Marcus Fernaldi Gideon and Kevin Sanjaya Sukamuljo led the fight for the red and white.
Gideon and Sukamuljo, who win game 1.
And the world number 1s proved too strong for their Chinese Taipei opponents, Li Yang and Wang Zilin.
Yes, it is.
Chinese Taipei's strength was their singles, and world number 1 Tai Tzu-Ying led by example. Always in control of the match, Tai coasted to a 21-16, 21-14 win over Gregoria Mariska Tunjung, all in slightly over half an hour. In men's singles, Cho Tian-Chen dished out a similar demolition job to end a 5-match losing streak against Jonathan Christie, as Chinese Taipei edged into the lead. But the proverbial pendulum would swing Indonesia's way thanks to their superiority in doubles. Gracia Polly and Apriani Rahayu overwhelmed Pai Yu Po and Yu Tu Jung, while the mixed doubles pair Praveen Jordan and Malati Deva Octavianti dispatched Wang Qilin and Xia Pei Shan 21-17, 21-15. 3-2 it ended in favour of Indonesia as they returned to the semi-final stage after missing out in the last edition. Time to take a breather, but stay tuned as we recap the semi-finals and finals action from the TOTAL BWF Sudirman Cup 2019 after the break. Welcome back to the TOTAL BWF Sudirman Cup 2019 review show. Let's jump right into the semi-finals. Thailand were looking to build on their triumph over 2017 champions Korea in the last 8 stage. Standing in their way was the all-conquering Chinese juggernaut. In the first rubber, world number 1 mixed doubles duo Tseng Se-wei and Huang Ya-cheong were served a dollop of deja vu in the opening game as they trailed 7-11 to Dechapol Puavaranukroh and Sapsiri Teratanachai. The Thai duo had eliminated them in the Singapore Badminton Open semi-finals in April and were looking for a repeat performance. But the Chinese were resilient and forced their way back.
Just too much to muscle through, didn't he?
Good work by Tseng Se-wei.
They claimed 11 of the next 14 points, and with it, the first game.
That is fantastic.
What a save from Puavaranukroh, but to no avail in the end. And the roof kind of lifts off here as the Chinese secure the opening game.
The Tseng Huang synergy was in full flow in the next game, and Huang showed her potency at the front.
Wow, she's there again, like a rash all over the net.
While Tseng nailed the points from the back. (21-18, 21-7) advantage China as Tseng and Huang avenged their Singapore defeat. That momentum, however, took a slight hit in the second rubber, the men's singles. Kantapon Wangcharoen was unintimidated by the occasion and stretched world number 2, Shi Yuqi. Case in point, a 39-shot monster rally in the opening game, which eventually went Shi's way.
Well, the outstanding athleticism of both.
The second game, Shi had match point at 20-18, but Wangcharoen refused to buckle, snagging 3 points in a row. The match took several more dramatic twists as Wang Churen fended off 4 match points.
He's still afloat.
At the 5th match point, Shi finally put an end to the contest and doubled China's lead.
Oh, he does it that time.
The writing was on the wall, and only a miracle in Nanning could save Thailand's campaign. The untested men's doubles pair of Tin Isrianet and Kitanupong Kedron went up against world champions Liu Zhenhui and Liu Yuchen. Unsurprisingly, it proved a one-sided affair with the Chinese duo in total command. 21-14, 21-17, the final score as Li and Liu sealed victory for the host nation. With their big guns all clicking into gear, China were through to their 13th straight Sudirman Cup final. The winner of Japan versus Indonesia awaited China in the grand finale. If Indonesia fancied claiming the scalp of the top seeds, Japan, an opening victory in the men's doubles was much needed. World number ones Marcus Fernaldi-Gideon and Kevin Sanjaya Sukamuljo provided just that, clinching the first game against Takeshi Kamura and Keigo Sonoda in quick fashion.